Hello, once again, my friends. I'm trying something a little new here. So if my audio sounds different, it's because I'm trying to do a little more live form content so I can actually like interact with stuff, in front of you while I have a microphone instead of just doing it all in post where I don't really have as many thoughts during the process, especially since this one is going to be more of a review specifically. So we're going to start with the RFP keyboard from Novel Keys. This is a limited edition keyboard that I got for around $115. It was on clearance. This is the one that comes with the Midnight Jades, which are let's say a contentious switch that I may not be the biggest fan of. Now, I will say, just off the bat, the keyboard is really quite nice. The base is nice and well constructed. It looks like there's maybe some type of silicone or otherwise put into it. I like the design on the back, not that it matters too much when you're, typing on it or whatever. And I also quite like the design of the keycaps. There's a couple more things about this that I want to get into, but for now, I will say just very cohesive overall. I really like the design. I like the color. And I actually changed out the space bar for the kind of topographical designed one. And it also comes with an RFP keycap that I don't really care to have because I don't really know who that is. I know they're a YouTuber. I think I've watched like one of their videos and they seem fine. The keyboard itself looks nice, but we'll get into a little bit more in just a second. I just want to set out and make sure you know that this is definitely very live form, so I apologize for any inconsistencies with this and my other content. I'm just trying it out, and if you like it, please let me know. I think it's a little easier, and I'm kind of more excited to try this because normally re-recording basically twice as much footage in post can get kind of annoying. And also, I don't always have as much to say after the thing is done, and I apologize for any pet noises because I can't really stop my dog from just walking around, but she's cute, so I excuse it. So first things first, if we look, I don't know if you can see this, but it kind of looks like it's really easy to see up here, but every keycap is not lined up properly. And if you kind of look here, like if you see all these keys, they're all kind of off kilter. It kind of seems like they're random. Like this 8 key is very specifically like extra terrible. So I'm gonna do something real quick. Let me take off this W key and I'll show you. So from here, I have the GMK Hammerhead set. So these are cherry profile. So these are the same profile as GMK, and maybe we'll be able to see it a little bit better. I zoom in. I don't know if you can tell, but like this W key has like warping on every side of it. It's very jarring when you're using them. Again, I really like how these keycaps look with like the rest of the design, but you can also tell the print is a little less clear than the GMK set. But yeah, this is just something to note. This is Novel Keys' own cherry profile. This is not a GMK set, or the one for this keyboard is not GMK, but it's also pretty clear that it's not GMK. That's not to say that they're bad keycaps necessarily. I like the design again, and I also kind of like these different sort of novelty type ones. It's hit or miss because I think that the actual like print of these is a little inconsistent with the kind of really large blocky lettering on the keys themselves. Like it feels like these are bold and then these are like italics. I don't know how to describe it, but I just don't. It's kind of inconsistent at best. That being said, we'll hit you with a sound test. These are with the box Jades in it. or they're a recolor. I'll show you the recolor. I think you might have seen it just a second ago, but these are recolored box Jades called the Midnight Jades. You might have been able to hear a brief click because I'm trying, again, this is live now, but yeah, I hate how these feel. I really don't like how these feel. And I know it's definitely contentious and it definitely depends on person to person, but I am not a fan of these Midnight Jades. It feels like I'm fighting the keyboard to type on them. Oh, one last small thing about the actual keycaps. I don't know if you can see this, but come on. There we go. The little little niblet to find home row is really small. Like I was trying to feel for it without looking, and I initially couldn't find it. So it's just another thing to note about these keycaps. So I mean, personally, my recommendation, and I'm gonna take down the keyboard in just a second, but my current recommendation is to get the board if you're interested, and then replace the keycaps and replace the switches, because $115 for a well-modded keyboard that comes with quite a few little extras is a really good deal. And I'll show you one of the extras. This is the cord that it comes with. It's kind of like, I don't know if you can tell, it's like a translucent black where you can kind of see the wiring inside. It's kind of cool, I guess. I would prefer braided, but you also can't argue too much because it did come with the keyboard. Also, one sec, sorry, unprofessional, but I'm gonna get up and get the other thing that it came with. And it came, I could just cut this part too. That's probably a better freaking idea. Anyway, it came with this case. Let me put it down. The case itself is really nice, actually. Like, for the price, for $115 for a carrying case, a pretty well-made keyboard, and I mean, cool-looking keycaps. I can't exactly speak very highly of their quality, but it's a pretty decent deal on offer for $115. It's hard to argue the value that you get. Plus the box Jades. I mean, the Midnight Jades look cool, so if you're a kind of person like me who likes to put them in jars and stare at them, not like the My Little Pony figurine, you'll have another cool thing to add to your collection. So there you go. I didn't do a fucking sound test. Okay, so a few small things that I definitely want to point out here that's kind of cool. This is a aluminum top, which is nice. I don't know if you can see it, but there is pre-lubed stabilizers, and these are, I believe, the Novel Key cream stabilizers, if I remember correctly. And again, the build construction on this is pretty solid. I'm pretty pleased with the actual quality of the NK65 entry edition, which I believe this is exactly the same one as their entry edition, just kind of recolored and retextured to fit with the YouTuber guy that it's for. All right, so here we are. I took it apart. Here's the Midnight Jades. I still think they look cool, but they will probably be really cool on a shelf that I will never use. So a few more things. Again, so these are clip-in stabilizers. They have just a tiny bit of looseness, but for clip-ins, they're actually really nice. With clip-ins, you expect quite a bit of wobble, but there's only a tiny bit, and it's only in the north-south direction. The other thing is, I don't know if you can see, but there is no plate foam in this one. However, I was right. This is a nice piece of thick silicone as the case fill. So this keyboard is a modified top mount. However, it does screw in pretty much exactly like a tray mount. So I'm not really sure what the top mount is serving. You can see it is it's screwed in at these little intervals here. I honestly, I don't really see the point of, I guess, marketing. You can call it a top mount, but if you're screwing the plate and PCB into the tray anyway, I don't really see the point. Also, this is kind of a huge pain to get out of this thing. For some reason, just the bottom left corner is really freaking hard to like get out of here. So if you want to replace this foam, be careful, like, because if you put pressure, like you can't get a grip. I can maybe show you. So if you kind of close it back up, the right side sags out easy, but the left side does not. And so putting pressure on the top or like on the PCB to try and push it out is a little bit rough. I would not recommend doing that. But it does seem to be possible if you wanted to add plate foam. It is, I mean, it's literally possible. I don't really think this board needs it too badly. The amount of silicone is extraordinarily generous. I mean, as you can see, it's basically the whole bottom half is made out of silicone. So, it definitely contributes to the premium feel of the NK65, but, that's as far as I'm going to go for the teardown, because there's nothing really else. It's just top, bottom, silicone, plate, no foam. And I could maybe fix these stabilizers, but I don't really think they need it. I don't think anything extra that I would add would change a whole lot. Well, oh man, the spacebar one's a little wobbly actually. A lot more than the others, which is interesting as well. But I mean, adding a little bit of Band-Aid to the clip-in parts, it's a little harder to do with clip-ins, but it's definitely possible. I don't think it's really worth the effort right now. I mean, it's really easy to do later if I wanted to anyway, since they are pretty simple clip-ins, and thankfully they're not glued in like other keyboards. But honestly, the glue might have helped because these have a little bit of wobble, and that could help. Though the stabs are way better than the majority of clip-ins. As for the switches, we're going to put in some Lychees tactile. These are really nice switches. They remind me quite a bit. I don't know when this fell out of my hand, but whatever. They remind me a lot of Halo True with a little bit more of a bump than those, and I really like the feel of these. I lubed all of them up yesterday. Thank you, Rhiannon, for the help. But yeah, so this is what's gonna go in to replace the stinky Midnight Jades that I do not like. However, your clickies may vary. I will say it is definitely up to preference, and my preference is I hate clickies forever. They can go burn in hell. Just kidding. Box whites are actually good, but these are Midnight Jades, and I feel like I have to fight my keyboard to type on it. Box whites are good. I do like a clicky. Also, box pinks are okay. I have some. They're okay. They're slightly better than the Jades, but not as good as the whites. Anyway, so that's it. Enough nuance. All right. So this is the now newly refinished product. I'm gonna make sure that I don't click a bunch of stuff on Audacity when I type. I think it. Ooh. Okay, I like that. I replaced the switches with Lychees as previously stated and seen. These are the Camillo keycaps from Drop. I got them on the buy one get one sale, and kudos to them for that, because it was really cool of them to do that. These are really nice keycaps for the price of half off, basically $55. but they are about 110. I think they're sold out right now. I think the blue fits pretty nicely with the jade color. It's not an exact match, but the caps lock color does fit exactly. So I think the color match works just fine. The kind of three-tone with the gray, white, and blue I think looks really nice. And these are really nice keycaps. They have a little bit of texturing, but the print is high quality. They are double shot ABS, I believe. I haven't checked the store page, and I'm not doing this in post, so I'm not going to check the store page for a little bit. But this is the final product, so let's hit you with a sound test. So if you are a Keeb person like me, you might have noticed that the mods on this are really ticky. I don't know if it's the cream stabs or something, but I really don't like that sound. I honestly kind of just want to go back and remod the stabs because I think this keyboard has a lot of potential if I fix them. Oh, I don't like making stabs, modding them, but I think with a holy mod and with maybe a relubing, they actually have the potential to sound pretty good. I don't know if I want to do it for this video because it's gonna be a lot of work, but I also was really hoping that these would just be good kind of by default. Unfortunately, that's not the case, and it's something to definitely note if you're going to purchase this keyboard for yourself. So just keep that in mind. Ooh, okay, so I did end up modding the stabilizers. I think it did end up helping quite a bit. I holy modded and dielectric greased and everything, and Crytoxed the inner housings and everything. The NK cream stabs, they are pretty nice for how sturdy they are when they're clipped in. However, I think that they're a little bit really ticky, and oh man, I can't stand that feeling anymore. But now they feel a lot smoother and a lot creamier, dare I say. I don't know, but the point is, I think this keyboard has a lot of potential. You just have to kind of help it get there. A little bit of plate foam would have been nice, I think, especially at their semi-premium price point. I mean, without clearance, this thing would have been like $230 or something, and that is way overpriced for this. However, for $115, I think it's a good price for where it's at. If it had linear switchers by default. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I'll see you again sometime.